Steve Levy, welcome to Retriever Reels. In the over 4 decades and with over 100 people inducted into the UMBC Athletic Hall of Fame, for the first time in its history, a current member of its coaching staff has been inducted. Of course, that young man is head baseball coach John Jancuska. And John, I'm not sure if a lot of people know that you were hired as the head baseball coach here at the age of 23, just 2 years out of college.
23.
How did that come to be?
Just truthfully, blessed. I'm sure my resume looked okay. Played at University of Delaware, did well academically there, had a master's degree from Indiana University, coached the JV team there, came back, was a head coach at Cecil Community College, and was confident. Was fortunate enough, someone knew this position had come open, and they informed me, and of course I was looking to coach anywhere, had a passion for it, so interviewed and was blessed to be hired by Dick Watts as a 23-year-old head baseball coach.
What happened that first spring in '78?
That first spring, I was, again, looking back and understanding the coaching profession and how important it is to have talent. Truthfully, there were some outstanding players returning from the previous coaching staff and coaching teams, and we got off to a good start. Those first 2 years, we had an opportunity to win a lot of games, go to some NCAA tournaments, so great start for a coaching career.
Now, obviously, UMBC was a powerhouse in baseball in the Division II days, but you have been actually a Coach of the Year at the Division I level in 4 different conferences, starting with the East Coast Conference, going through Big South, Northeast, and then America East, obviously, most recently.
Right.
Any one of those particular leagues stand out as something that you're, maybe extremely proud of? One of those particular conferences that was, UMBC really overachieved, and you were really proud of their accomplishments that particular year?
Sure. Well, we were very competitive. We were very strong in Division II.
Right.
And we made the decision to go to Division I in the spring of '87. That was baseball. And to be honest with you, I wasn't sure how we would, our schedule changed.
Right.
From majority Division II, Division III programs to Division I. And confident in our program, confident in our kids, knew we were going to get greater competition, and we got off to a good start by winning ball games, having winning seasons, and then we joined the East Coast Conference, and so 1992 obviously was a banner year because we were very strong in that league, and you had to win the league championship to get an automatic bid. We lost the championship.
Right. I remember that one.
And looking back, obviously, the blessing there was that we got a large bid, which meant the powers to be, the people who make decisions who the best programs in the country are that year, said that, hey, even though we didn't win our league, UMBC is one of the top 48 teams in the country, and we got a large bid. So that was huge.
Right.
And so that's a big standout.
Every day you hear of college coaches leaving to go to other colleges or go to the pros. I'm sure, especially with the resume you built up, there were other opportunities out there for you. Why have you stayed at UMBC for your entire professional tenure?
Well, I got married in July of '77, got the job here in August, end of August of '77. This is where my family, I started my family life here and had my children and was having success. I knew the school was growing. The administration was always good to me. I knew there was always a room to grow in terms of having an opportunity to succeed. Division I was a big step because then you as a professional, you want to see how you can compete against the top level of competition, and we were competitive. So there's no reason. I mean, there was a few opportunities that we looked into, but never really that serious because this is my home, and I knew we could do some significant things here.
The wins are important, obviously the championships are important, but I know you well enough to know that what's most important to you is the people, is the student athletes, and of course the assistant coaches also that have come here, here through the last 33 years. I'm going to put you on the spot here. I didn't prep you for this question, but if there was one student athlete that you can think of through your whole time that you kind of look as this is the kind of person, that I wanted to shape, and this is the kind of an example of the student athlete and what it means to progress through 4 years of college and start out maybe as a young person that didn't know what kind of direction they wanted to go, but in the end, or even into adulthood, you really take a lot of pride. What kind of story would that person? I'm sure you have dozens of them, but is there something that really stands out in your mind?
Oh, goodness. Yeah, you put me on the spot.
I know, I'm sorry.
Because for those who understand a little bit about how Division I sports work, we're not considered a fully funded. So what that means is that a lot of kids in our program come here because they're attracted to UMBC academically. They're attracted to an opportunity to play baseball. They're not here on athletic scholarships. And but because we're not to that level where we're just recruiting the so-called all the blue chip players, we recruit them, but there's opportunities here, and we've had so many. We've had so many. That I would sit here and tell them, hey, you have an opportunity to play, and I mean, right off the bat, I mean, for those kids who really, Bob Muma, he's my assistant, and he, came here on a $600 scholarship.
Wow.
And just absolutely, academic All-American, obviously player of the year, great player, pro draft pick, that type of thing. That was a special one. Right off the bat, I mean, Chris Yetter was another young man who came here, and I remember, and he just wouldn't play all the time, and but he would just attitude, kept working hard. We would keep working with him, and anyhow, his last year, first team all conference.
Finally, we don't want to spoil your speech at the Hall of Fame dinner, and I know you probably have. How much have you put pen to note card yet?
No.
Or anything like that. But have you, since you found out, a month or so ago that this was going to happen, have you had time to reflect on everything, your tenure at UMBC and how special a place this has become to you, and to UMBC Baseball, how that's all kind of come about?
Yeah, I've had a chance to think about it because I get reminders not just from former players who know, but some of my colleagues, word gets out, that type of thing, and they will, because it always comes up, because there's not too many coaches who've been at one place for 33 years,
Right.
So, and I just, I look back on it, and the fact that I can wake up in the morning, I can honestly say, and look forward to going to work every day for these 33 years, it can only be, I look at it as a tremendous blessing. I don't take it for granted. And even now, at my stage of the career, I appreciate it more. So I try to do a better job, not just in wins and losses, but making sure I have a positive impact on the on the players, not just as players, but developing them.
John, thank you very much.
All right,
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Once again, the UMBC Athletic Hall of Fame dinner, Saturday, February 6th. It promises to be a wonderful day with a doubleheader basketball game and a wonderful evening at the BWI Marriott. Please join us for that. Thanks for watching this edition of Retriever Reels.